नमस्कार, मेरा नाम है राजीव कुमार बजाज एनआर के बी और मैं हूं इस वक्त एडवोकेट प्रदीप नंबियार जी के साथ और हम दोनों हैं नेशन नाउ पर। प्रदीप जी नमस्कार।
नमस्कार सर, नमस्कार।
आप सब लोगों को हम सब की तरफ से जय हिंद, जय महाराष्ट्र, जय भवानी, जय शिवाजी, वंदे मातरम।
वंदे मातरम।
So Pradeep ji, the BJP has swept the Panchayat elections.
Yes, a clean sweep, and probably the most fascinating thing and the most intriguing thing that people, political observers, want to see is that Putra and Kaka battle, and
Yes.
Putra has stormed the Kaka bastion.
Yes.
Ajit Pawar has stormed Sharad Pawar's all rural area bastion by being the number 2 after BJP, and that's a great achievement, because all over we always discussing 17% वोट जो शरद पवार साहब का है वो क्या शरद पवार साहब के पास रहेगा या नहीं रहेगा, and we never believed that Ajit Pawar could. Now this is a rural area sir. शरद पवार जी का बेस हमेशा रूरल एरियाज रहा है, and rural areas में अगर अजित पवार has made inroads where शरद पवार जी का bastion था, then I think things are becoming very clear.
That means it's over.
And Uddhav Thackeray ji एकदम the
He's
last
gone.
spot.
He's gone.
Last spot.
Just 113, which is like saying winning 1 or 2 seats.
Exactly.
In the assembly, in an assembly segment, it means just one assembly segment.
And as you rightly said in the first, most of the Gram Panchayats, it goes towards the ruling party.
Yes.
So there will be more people moving, more Gram Panchayats moving towards the ruling class. That is the Maha Agadi. That is BJP, Eknath Shinde and Ajit Pawar.
Yes, and the MV is over now. The only people who seem to have retained whatever they had earlier is the Congress.
Is the Congress.
That's
Congress,
it. They're very happy.
Stand alone there.
They're
right
very
there.
happy. In fact, come to think of it, the Congress would not be at all unhappy if their partners lose even more.
Exactly, sir.
So it will be the Congress versus the rest. They would like that, very frankly.
Sir, if you see पूरे देश के आप सिनेरियो देखेंगे, India Alliance, जो भी BJP calls it India Alliance, Congress calls it India Alliance. Third meeting के बाद there is no development. You got the elections in May. और आपके पास कोई कॉमन यूनियन प्रोग्राम का कुछ चार्ट तय नहीं है, सीट बंटवारा के साथ नहीं है,
and everyone is fighting against everyone else.
Everybody, and Akhilesh versus Rahul, तो clear cut war चालू हो गया है.
जी.
With Akhilesh declaring that nobody should, Samajwadi vote should not go to the Congress. So
and Mr. Arvind Kejriwal has been campaigning in Chhattisgarh. He has campaigned in Madhya Pradesh, Singrauli.
Yes.
The day he was supposed to appear before the
Bilkul.
elected,
Yes,
he
sir.
was at Singrauli and campaigning.
Yes, sir.
Today he is campaigning in Haryana.
Exactly.
Even though Haryana is not going to polls as yet.
But
They will go to
Rajasthan
polls
also
next
there
year.
probably.
Yes, Rajasthan also. Rajasthan they've built a very big base earlier. And I think that's really going to help the BJP. क्योंकि अभी तक जो हम लोग सोच रहे थे ना कि बीजेपी के कांग्रेस जो है वापस आ रही है, I think just like what happened in Gujarat, there is every possibility that the Aam Aadmi Party will help the BJP win in Rajasthan.
But sir, the India Alliance,
and maybe then, let me complete Pradeep.
बिल्कुल sir.
And maybe then Manish Sisodia will get bail. You know? After the Aam Aadmi Party keeps its promise to the BJP that they are going to defeat the Congress, which they are, I think. So, anyway, that's just a joke. That's just my sense of humor. I'm not sure if that is really the case, but seems to me, Pradeep ji, looking at the scenario.
If I think everybody calls Kejriwal ji a very street smart politician. He has the pulse of the people in the flow, on the ground, on the grassroots level. But here, I think by taking on the BJP and taking on the Congress simultaneously, he has more or less harmed himself more. Probably if he had a deal with the BJP, because
how do you know he hasn't had a deal with it?
No, because yeah, that's true.
How do you know?
How do you know he doesn't have a deal?
I'm sure he's got a deal with it, because do remember, I'm willing to stick my neck out on this. I'm sure Mr. Ali Darwala will disagree with me. I'm sure he can hear me right now, even though we can't see him. We'll see him in just a moment. I'm sure Arvind Kejriwal gets his instructions from the RSS, 200%. क्योंकि इंडिया अगेंस्ट करप्शन की जो पूरी मूवमेंट थी, पूरी आरएसएस ने चलाई. आम आदमी पार्टी के राइज के लिए भी आरएसएस रिस्पॉन्सिबल है साहब, बिकॉज द आरएसएस was very cut up with the BJP leadership at the manner in which they destroyed the local leadership of the BJP in Delhi and in Punjab. Which is the reason why, if you notice, the Aam Aadmi Party has done very well in Punjab. They've got a government there and they've got a government in Delhi. It is backed by the RSS. I'm sure all the BJP spokespersons and the leaders will disagree with me completely. But that's the way it is. At the moment with us, Mr. Ali Darwala from the BJP. Darwala Sahab, namaskar.
Namaskar, Rajiv sir, Pradeep sir, good evening.
How are you, sir? How are you?
Beautiful. Tell me, boss.
So, sir, congratulations. Bharatiya Janata Party has swept the Panchayat elections in Maharashtra. जबरदस्त क्या परफॉर्मेंस रही है सर. और उसके अलावा जैसे अभी प्रदीप जी बोल रहे थे, दी अजीत दादा पवार, he is virtually destroyed and decimated Sharad Pawar in his own bastion, in his own backyard, in Baramati and in rural Maharashtra. And Eknath Shinde Sahab has destroyed all the notions that people had that only the leaders have shifted to Eknath Shinde, but the voters are still with Uddhav Thackeray. Not true. If the Gram Panchayat elections are to be believed. Daruwala Sahab, so congratulations. You seem to be right.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
You seem to be right. So what now? What happens now?
Rajiv sir, Pradeep sir, as I said, local elections are very, very decisive. They are very different and it's very difficult to predict. As we talk about the 5 states also, I am very reserved in what I say and I do not want to make any tall and false commitments. But yes, I have told you we are going to the people with the flagship program, the programs the Honorable Prime Minister had launched. And the faith that Eknath Shinde sir and Honorable Ajit Pawar sir has had in my government, they had the faith in Devendra Fadnavis ji, and that we could deliver. In the last 1 year, we could deliver, and it is there. It is very distinct, sir. You know, as Pradeep sir always says, what Mallikarjun Kharge is saying, what Rahul Gandhi ji is saying, but on the ground, there is a buzz. The market is booming. People are happy. There is a very big money that needs to be made, and India is progressing. You, me, and the citizens of this country are the story of the success, sir.
Absolutely, I agree with you. And whereas everybody at the moment seems to be very, very happy with the way the cricket team is performing, including the Prime Minister, he's just congratulated the cricket team for having won all their matches so far. Can you hear me, sir?
Perfectly, sir.
Right, but let's not forget our hockey team. The women's hockey team has just won the Asia Cup. We defeated every team. The girls defeated every team. Finally, in the final, they defeated Japan 4-0. Congratulations to them. Zabardast. All other sports seem to get forgotten during, because of the cricket festival. But these girls have done a remarkable job. Absolutely remarkable. And our para athletes, my God, they also broke all records. They got over 100 medals. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that absolutely wonderful? And that was a goal set by the Prime Minister himself. I love the way this Prime Minister has taken interest in sports, has said that, development of sports means development of the country. The more medals we win, that means India is on the road to progress, which is fantastic. I mean, look at the background of some of the athletes. They come from the poorest of the poor families. Look at the background of our, strike bowlers today. Jasprit Bumrah, Mohammad Siraj, Mohammad Shami. They all come from such poor backgrounds, and look at the way they've bloomed. I think it's absolutely wonderful. Do you have something to say about that, sir?
Yeah. Sir, there is an organization in Delhi called SAI, S-A-I, SAI.
Yes.
Sports Authority
of India.
You'll be surprised, Rajiv sir. The people who are heading it are the passionate bureaucracy, the bureaucratics who are passionate about sports. They have been picked up, for certain instance, I know people who come from the income tax department, they are the IRS, they are from the police services, who have got nothing to do with sports, but it's only their passion. They have been handpicked by our Honorable Prime Minister. They are put in this organization and they have given a free hand. There is no intervention or there is no jack or there is no phone call. You have been asked to perform, and Sai very silently is working. And now what we had said, as I said, no saal be misal or Amrit Kal, is now it is taking shape. As you said, what will happen in 2024? I said, have patience. Work which has been rolled out is going to take shape, and slowly you will see. I said, I give my party 15 years, and after 15 years, what India will be, as you said, in the Fortune 500 or the top 500, sir, they will be in the top 3. That is my very tall claim that I make, but I have given myself 15 years where even South will be under the regime of Bharatiya Janata Party.
Fantastic.
Daruwala Sahab, Prime Minister Modi said Congress has deprived the tribal areas of the basic facilities. He said there were no roads and water. The Congress purposely ignored the tribal areas. वहाँ वो development किया ही नहीं है. That's what. And the BJP talks about the cracks in the India alliance. They said, look how Akhilesh Yadav is speaking out openly against the Congress, telling people, the voters, not to vote for the Congress. Now, if India alliance is not intact, Daruwala Sahab, what do you see? I mean, it seems to be there will be no fight in 2024. कैसे देखते हो Daruwala Sahab आप?
Pradeep sir, if you just rewind the previous shows that we had done, you were saying about the India alliance, as I told you, the 1, 2, 3 meetings, the amount of more meetings they are taking, the more people are withering, they are falling apart, and we are realizing Ajit Pawar is a result of the India alliance meeting which took place in Bombay, where Honorable Sharad Pawar was caught saying on record that Jitenga to Modi hi. He came back, he drove down from Bombay, he drove down to Pune, and over there he decided now is the time. If they want development, if they want their constituencies to do well, the only bandwagon, the only train they can jump in is of Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Amit Shah. The decisive decisions, the steel fist, and the programs, not bothering whether we come back in power or we do not come back in power. Jan Kalyan is the main agenda of this party, and people who have this in mind have jumped onto this train, and this train is going in full steam in 202 where I say 500 par. When I say 500 par, I say please record it, and we will be back on the show.
500 par sir, NDA के लिए क्या BJP के लिए?
Sir, NDA. Over here it's not BJP, it is not, nobody is larger than party over here.
Right.
It is the manifesto.
Daruwala Sahab,
I wouldn't be surprised.
The-
I wouldn't be surprised if you get more than 500, very frankly. If you have that many candidates, that is.
Yes, sir.
The Congress has started a campaign, Daruwala Sahab. Rahul Gandhi in the Congress has started a campaign. ये क्यों किया? ये क्यों किया? ये फार्म लॉस करके आपने अबैंडन क्यों किया? जीएसटी करके आपने स्मॉल इन्वेस्टर्स को एकदम आउट ऑफ मार्केट क्यों किया? ये डीमोनेटाइजेशन करके आपने लोगों को इस प्रकार से परेशान करके यू सेड थिंग्स विल हैपन, टेररिज्म खत्म हो जाएगा, वो सब अब तक 2000 नोट आपने क्यों किया? 2000 नोट डीमोनेटाइजेशन क्यों किया? ये तो मित्रकाल से आजादी, कांग्रेस के गारंटी ही अकेला इस देश को बचा सकता है ना। तो क्यों किया कैंपेन सर? जीएसटी क्यों किया? नोटबंदी क्यों किया? फॉर्मूलाज क्यों किया? और फिर उस पे आप देश को नुकसान पहुंचा दिया। That's what the Congress says, but Daruwala sir.
Answering to this, क्यों किया? I will contrast to this and say, कांग्रेस आपने ये देश को बैकवर्ड क्यों रखा? आपने ये जो गरीबों को वंचित क्यों रखा? लाइट, पानी, बेसिक शेल्टर से आपने उनको वंचित क्यों रखा? हमने क्यों किया? उसका रिजल्ट आप देख रहे। 80 lakh people are getting free ration post-COVID, and they will continue to keep getting.
80 lakh or 80 crore?
80 crore people in
Yes.
this country are benefiting from over here.
Yes.
In Pune is the 80 lakh figure. This is हमने क्यों किया? इसका जवाब है. So very mastermindedly, Congress has kept people backward. They have not done electrification. They have not done roads. They thought keeping them backward, keeping them in the state of poverty will help the Congress. This is what the Congress has done. But over here, what my Prime Minister said, over here there are only two populations. One is the have and the have not. And I am the Prime Minister of the have not, that is the Garib Janta. And he is working only for the poor people, which is the 80 to 85% of this country's population. And day and night, my Prime Minister, our party is toiling to elevate the lifestyle of the people in this country, sir.
Wonderful.
Yes,
Wonderful. जी प्रदीप जी आप पूछिए।
भुजबल साहब द आज प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस लेके जिस प्रकार से he has lashed out at Jarange Patil, he castigated the judges for going in, retired judges for going in meeting Jarange Patil. बोले you are going to come out with an entire report on how the reservation has to be fed, and if you are going and kneeling down before Jarange Patil, what message are you sending to the whole country and to Maharashtra? He further says the violence and breed, the violence is totally not acceptable, and Jarange Patil cannot support the people. If he says that Maratha agitation is non-violent and the Marathas were not involved in the bead incident, then let the police inquire. Why are you taking back the cases? the cases should not be taken back of this kind of arson, burning down, breaking of cars and trying to attack elected people. Now, how do you see this? Now, Bhujbal Sahab is a part of the government. Now, if he comes out openly saying that the government should be strict, so probably he's casting aspirations on the government. Daruwala Sahab, is it reflecting right for the triple engine Sarkar? Daruwala Sahab.
Sir, in particular about Honorable Chhagan Bhujbal sir, he is the mass leader of the OBCs in the Marathas. He is representing them. He is doing a very good job and he is very respected, sir. And what Jarangi Patil sir's demand was to get the reservation from the OBC, where this is troubling Honorable Chhagan Bhujbal sir. Keeping that in mind, it's okay. It is a matter in debate. There are people who are going to debate on this. There are masterminds who are working on this, and Honorable Eknath Shindeji, who happens to be a very, very tall Maratha leader, and Ajit Pawar sir, who are doing on a day-to-day basis the results what we are going to get out. But over here, I'd like to make one thing very clear. Sir, this issue, the timing that it has always been raked up before election, we have various spokespersons who have their view on this particular issue. But this reservation thing, my take is totally my individual stake. It's nothing to do with the party. I really feel if the country needs to grow, it's very, very, very strange where people are fighting to be called themselves backward. It is really painstaking as to I do not know where it will go, what my party will take a call on this, but no matter what
the Prime Minister has taken a
it
call.
will be, yes sir, that is what I'm saying. The party is taking a call on it and they will come out with something where everybody will be pacified.
I think you misunderstood me. I think, sir, you misunderstood me. If you notice, the Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, says there are only two castes in India.
That's what
One
I
is the rich
earlier.
and one is the poor. There is no
Correct.
third caste. And as he says, I stand with the poor. And I think that's
That's
is
what
the
मैं
best.
उन्हीं का नेता हूँ.
Sir, that is the best possible thing to do. They forget about which caste you belong to, क्या तुम्हारा सरनेम है, कौन सी तुम्हारी कास्ट है, कौन सी तुम्हारी सब कास्ट है. जैसे आपका नाम दारूवाला है. अब असल में आप क्या हैं पीछे, आप सिद्दीकी हैं, कुरैशी हैं, आप पठान हैं, आप मतलब अंसारी हैं, पंसारी हैं, कौन है? How does it make a difference? It all depends upon whether you are rich or you are poor. If you are poor, as Mr. Modi says, I am standing by you. I think
Correct.
if the BJP just sticks to that, I don't think it will be possible for anybody else to stand up to that. Very frankly. But
Exactly.
what Pradeep ji asked was, sir, what the basic question that Mr. and by the way, can we please correct that, which is in breaking news? It is how can you withdraw cases, not how can you. My mistake. I shouldn't have put B. It's an N. Now the point is what Bhujbal Sahab has said is कि लातूर में, बीड़ में आग लगी, आगजनी हुई, तो वो केसेस विड्रॉ क्यों कर रहे हो भाई? जिसने आगजनी करी है उसको आप पनिश कीजिए. ये गैर कानूनी चीज है. You cannot encourage people कि just because you are Marathas and because the government is favorably inclined to give you reservation, you can't just burn public property. Daruwala sir?
110%, sir. As you say, that steel-fisted Yogi government in Uttar Pradesh, no matter what the agenda of the agitation is, you are going to damage government property, you will be taken very seriously. Government is going to take action on you. I'm sure we need to bend some rules in Maharashtra too, where this will not be tolerated. A strong message needs to go. What Bhujbalji said, you cannot go on back foot. Your agenda is one, your
So the law is the law.
is something.
Sir, the law is the law,
above
that's
everything,
it.
sir. Yeah, if someone would have had to, God forbid, lose their life, no, they're not going to get their life back, sir. Likewise, the loss to the exchequer can never be compensated. They should be charged with the exchequer. They should be made penalized, and if they have done any physical damage, they should be sent behind bars.
और प्रदीप जी आप
Daruwala Sahab, I'm
वो
just
लाठी
saying.
चार्ज के बारे में आप
Yes, लाठी चार्ज के बारे में. Bhujbal Sahab today said one thing, that he said the first lathi charge that happened when Jarangi Patil was sitting, he said before that 70 police personnel were injured, were in hospital, including in most of the women constables, and they were in the hospitals. These things didn't come out, and after that the police had done the lathi charge. Now we don't talk about the attack on the police constables, because it was not a spontaneous lathi charge with the police on the Maratha agitation. It was means after provocation. Provocation can when you have injured 70 officers, police personnel were injured.
Yes,
So
very
he
bad.
said at that particular time when the police took action, you suspended the entire group of policemen, officers included,
Correct.
who actually
He was shunted out.
yes, who because they retaliated to pressure non-violent activities by Marathas.
So it was justified.
It was justified.
Absolutely justified.
And then when violence took over Bid, the same police, took 2 steps behind because he said, now if you act further, because Bhujbal Sahab said the sentiments was like this, that if I act, Mara to bhi suspend hai, chup beta. So this kind of thing that you're putting the police administration in total jeopardy, that should be avoided. That was what Chhagan Bhujbal saying. Now is what Chhagan Bhujbal saying a fight between Eknath Shinde and Dev Fadnavis? That seems to be apparent.
Because it appears that Mr. Bhujbal is speaking for Mr. Fadnavis. What Mr. Fadnavis himself cannot say, Mr. Bhujbal is saying for him.
Sir, Honorable Chhagan Bhujbal ji has served full 5 terms as the Home Minister of Maharashtra.
Yes, he has.
In the Congress term, he knows how to, what does the Home
So he's
Department
agreeing to you.
need, what
He's
does
agreeing
the
to what
Police
you're saying.
Department, he knows what he's talking. He's a very tall leader. He comes from Nasik. In the OBC, he is very well respected and he commands respect in his community. And when he's saying this agitation is doctored, and we do not know, yes, there are the original Sakal Maratha. If you see, the tagline is Shanti se hum andolan karenge. But what is happening, he is not mincing with his words. It has been diluted, others have entered and they are trying to give a different turn to this agitation. As I told you, as elections are closing by, we should be prepared for more nasty things to appear and come in front of us. We as citizens need to be very careful. Do not entertain these unwanted elements, and this is just the beginning of the wrong things.
No, even Bhujbal Sahab, Darola Sahab, he went ahead and said, जिस प्रकार से कुंभी मराठास को सर्टिफिकेट आप इशू कर रहे हो, आपने दुकान मींस ऑफिस खोल के रखे, सबको बुला के कुंभी सर्टिफिकेट दे, बोले एक नॉर्मल ओबीसी को सर्टिफिकेट लेने पे पूरा 1 साल लग जाता है. It takes more than 1 year, and here
and 51 visits.
Yes. And you first said it start with 3,000 odd plus, and then it went to 5,000 plus, then it went to 7,000 plus, now it is 11,000 plus Kumbhi certificates. Now, and then it's going to go more and more and more. What are the norms? You have to follow some norms on what basis you're going to issue that is what Chhagan Bhujbal ji said. Chhagan Bhujbal ji, you issue them, we are with you, we all support the Maratha reservation cause. But the way you are open, you let everything open and you're issuing certificates.
Yeah.
That has to be some cross-check balances.
Sir, ये रेवड़ी नहीं है क्या? Sir, ये भी तो रेवड़ी है ना?
Sir, I'm telling you, this caste thing that has been going on,
Ji.
I'm just saying you call people and give them whatever certificates they want. You want to be called backward, you call yourself backward. You want to be called yourself elevated, you call yourself elevated. I feel at the end of the day, you take whatever certification you want. But at the time of admission, at the time of getting a job, there should be a criteria as per your economical power. You should just wipe out all this thing and give people who are deserving, who do not have the money, they get the chance to represent themselves.
Have
and
you
who have
joined
the
the
money,
RSS?
you damn well pay your fees and then you come and take admission.
When
I
did
feel
you
at
join
the
the
end of the
RSS?
day, if this masterstroke is done, I think all these people will surrender their certificates back.
Sir, did you go to Nagpur recently? मतलब क्या ये तो RSS की भाषा बोल रहे हो सर आप? ये तो संघ की भाषा बोल रहे हो
Sir, this is no. I'll tell you, sir. This is really painful, sir. This
Yes.
is really painful. I know. See, the educated lot. If you ask them, sir, they really do not approve of this. As I always tell you, it is my sentiments and not my party's sentiments, sir.
But this is absolutely true, by the way, because at the end of the day, don't you think it's enough? I mean, right from 1952 up till today, sir, कितने साल हो गए हैं? 48 और 23, कितने 71 years हो गए?
Yes, exactly, sir.
It's
Correct.
71.
Correct.
71 साल से सर रिजर्वेशन चल रहा है, कब तक चलेगा सर? परपेचुअली चलेगा
Exactly.
क्या? सर ये अंग्रेजों ने, सर मेरी बात सुन लीजिए, अंग्रेजों ने हिंदुस्तान में आकर के the English came along and propounded this absolutely fake theory all about how certain castes were persecuted, exploited and so on and so forth, and we bought it. All I'm trying to say is 73 years is enough, 75 years चलिए, उसके बाद तो my point is that certain communities are backward, certain castes are backward, they deserve all the economic and other help that you can give, right up to school level. Free education, free medical, free whatever, free housing. But once you get into specialized courses, sir, merit should be the only criteria. How can you have, I ask you Daruwala Sahib, how can you have reservations in postgraduate medical degrees for an MD? How can you lower your standard? If the standard is 70%, how can you lower it to 30%? How is that possible?
100%.
For a specialized job? Daruwala Sahib?
Am I audible, Sanjeev sir?
You are absolutely audible.
Yeah, Sanjeev sir, it's really painful when, as an educated person, when you go and the threshold of admission is below 50% for a certain. See, we've got all sentiments. We have got all. I'm compassionate about what has happened, and now, as you said, 75 years is too long a time for one community. I would say that one generation must have 110% improved by now. But what we need to do now, just as a trial and error, if any party who says when we come to power, all this will be scrapped, let us try as a small example what happens and what is the actual sentiments of the people. The real voters, if they feel, they will vote for that party who says to hell with reservation, we only want merit over here, we want meritorious people coming. I want to give myself to a doctor who is the best, and not just because I have got nothing against any community, sir. Basically, we should give chance to deserving rather than non-deserving. That is my take on reservations. Point blank. Period, sir.
Daruwala Sahib, Modi Sahib ka ek naya campaign, reshaping India beyond barriers. Whatever the barriers are, we are reshaping the country. We are reshaping the country. We are reshaping the people, making our youth self-reliant. That was Modi Sahib says. 80 crore people, free ration, as you said, is been extended for another 5 years. That has been extended for another 5 years by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. But Rahul Gandhi and Mallikarjun Kharge in their campaign say the Modi guarantee means 100% jhoot. Rahul Gandhi says Modi campaign uska matlab hai ki 100% jhoot. Aapne dekha, in his bhashan he says 15 lakh nahi mila, 2 crore naukri nahi mile. जो इन्फ्लेशन है वो कम कंटेन नहीं कर पाया, फार्मर्स डबल इनकम प्रॉमिस किया, वो नहीं हुआ. तो he goes on to say that whatever Prime Minister Modi says, he doesn't fructify it, and he has his own slogan. He has his own slogan. He says, I am not Narendra Modi. I am not Narendra Modi. मैं झूठ नहीं बोलता हूँ. How are you going to say Daruwala Sahib? Justify.
Sir, as I said, sir, what Rahul Gandhi ji is saying is like shooting in the dark. Someone like it's a very theory that you say you accuse somebody and you leave that person to prove yourself. Over here, my Prime Minister is not even wasting a minute on proving himself. He is going ahead. He's working very hard, and what he's saying, you can see numbers where the Forbes list has been disclosed, where the inflation rate, where the per capita income, everything is documented, sir. What Rahul Gandhi ji is saying, मैं झूठ बात नहीं करता, means the fact when a person has to say कि मैं झूठ बात नहीं करता, like his integrity is at stake. And over here, the best policy is you accuse and you just walk out. That person who is on power has to go and defend himself. Over here, what our party is doing, we do not even spend any effort in defending ourselves. Our 53 programs, the flagship programs, are the best rated programs in the Garib Awas Yojana. So the amount of people who got houses is not funny. There are people who have got back to us. My servants, my managers have said, we are going back to our village. We have been given a house. We have been given money to do up our houses under this scheme.
Yes.
And they have come back. They were staunch Congress and NCP supporters, but they have come back and they said, yes sir, humko mila. In the COVID time, farmers were given 2,000 rupees a month into their account, and trust me, believe me, I'm not bullshitting over here, sir, that money was enough for them to survive. We have gone through very well out of this phase, and now the remaining 6 months you will see taking shape, all the flagship programs taking shape, and I'm telling you, sir, effortlessly, with people's आशीर्वाद, the Janadan, जो हमारे जो जनादेश मिलने जा रहा है जनमानस का, it will show in reflecting in my election results, sir.
But again, Daruwala Sahib, a philosophical question. You've already answered part of it. I just need to know from you, how can a country progress if most of the people of the country are protesting to be included that they are backward? They want to prove that they are backward. How can a country progress? If people want to prove to everybody, hey, listen, we are backward, we are not forward, we have not progressed. How can a country progress? Darwala sir.
Exactly. This is so shameful, and I'm sure in world this will be the only country who people are fighting to prove themselves backward.
That's right.
Just because of this false measures left, the legacy left by Congress, saying that if you are this particular caste, you will get reservations here. Yes, what my Prime Minister did, there was this caste, the male and the female. The female were not given presentation in the parliament. We made it into a rule. It's going to be seen in the forthcoming elections, where you will see women coming and 33% of them being on the parliament representing. Housemakers are going to be the nation builders, sir. This is one thing that my Prime Minister did. Over there, it was not caste, creed, or your economic progress over here. It was the women that need to go on the floor and prove it and give representation to the women community. And over here, what I'm saying, if we stick to what my Prime Minister's promise is, there are only two castes. One is the have and the have-nots. And if you give the have-nots the chance, because they do deserve, because of their economically backwardness, they will also come on a platform where, like US, you see the people who can afford, they have a standard of living, and Prime Minister is trying to elevate the standard of living of my country with good roads. Sir, you'll be surprised when you go to the metro station, people are using the lift, the escalators, they are going to, and they are so proud, they're proudly walking on railway stations, they're sitting in the air-conditioned trains. This is, they're elevating their
Darwala Sahab, you know, Sharad Pawar ji, just want to cut you short. Sharad Pawar Sahab said Diwali is approaching and the inflation, रवा से लेके ड्राई फ्रूट से लेके जो गरीब के रोजाना में इस्तेमाल करते हैं, it is increased by nearly 35 to 45%. Very essential items for Diwali. He said the government should take immediate attention, pay attention, and try to solve this kind of problems where inflation is concerned, because this is going to help the poor, hit the poor and downtrodden. That was Pawar Sahab said. Now, you think the government is seriously looking into it, Darwala Sahab?
Sir, this Teji Bandi, what they call, is always there. It is the traders who need to be blamed. I do not know what is happening on the ground level, but over here I just, like on the lighter note, the amount of money that Sharad Pawar has made, if he announces a 10,000 crore package this Diwali, क्या मैं दिवाली के लिए आप लोग को जो 30 साल में आपसे कमाया आपको मैं वापस दे देता हूँ, that would be a blessing in disguise. That would be a sweet Diwali by Sharad Pawar Sahab. And I don't think it's a very big amount for him to give as a Diwali bonus to the poor people. I don't know what he's given to the people in so many years. I would request you on this platform that why doesn't he give a 10,000 crore bonus to the poor people? Say, आप लोग ये free का राशन मेरे तरफ से लेके जाओ.
Personal funds, from his personal funds.
100%, sir.
So you see this Gram Panchayat elections as a reflection of what is in the minds of people. You're saying that 17% vote share of Sharad Pawar ji has come back to Ajit Pawar ji. It's not with the leaders. Everybody has moved away from Uddhav Thackeray ji and Sharad Pawar ji towards the BJP, Eknath Shinde and Ajit Pawar's triple engine. Darwala Sahab.
Compromise. What they did was compromise with the ideology. What respected Uddhav Thackeray ji did was compromise, sir. He sat, he got people, and the same man who used to roar 1.5, 2 years back had become a bhigi billi, and the man who made this man into a bhigi billi is just now standing next to you, sir, in the screen. This is what he has done. Not Sandeep, sir.
Yes, it's early.
Yeah, you know who it is. I
Yes.
refrain from taking his name, sir. This is what he's done. This is how Sharad Pawar ji has finished one party completely from its root. And he had said, Uddhav Thackeray had said, ये दिवाली का जो होता है ना मैदा जो होता है ना, ये मैदे का पोता है. Now he's got back and he has made this promise of his. How dare you call me मैदे का पोता? He's wiped out his political party forever, sir.
Right. So I am still waiting for your other prediction to come true, that Mr. Uddhav Thackeray will one day be back with the BJP. I hope it comes true.
100%, sir. As I always said, that he's fought shoulder to shoulder for the Babri Masjid, for all the flagship programs, except for the last 2 years because of his compromise in ideology. This is what he has faced. If he comes back and he sticks to the ideology for which BJP and Shiv Sena got the vote from the people, as I'm saying, we fought the 2019 election and people have voted for BJP Shiv Sena alliance and not for anybody individual over here, sir. I will not mix my words. Devendra Fadnavis and Uddhav Thackeray were on the platform. Whatever conspired later is not at all of any significance because people voted for the BJP Shiv Sena alliance and they would be more than happy to see these two parties back.
I would love to see that.
Everybody's welcome.
I really would love to see that. Mr. Daruwala, it's been a great pleasure as usual, listening to you and talking to you. Wonderful, sir. Thank you very much. Namaskar and Vande Mataram.
Vande Mataram, sir.
So that was nice.
Yes,
that requires a lot of courage.
Bilkul.
For Mr.
And he's
Daruwala to say, hey, listen,
very blunt. Daruwala Sahib ekdam blunt, straight.
He
calls a
says,
spade a spade.
he says, in my personal opinion, that's not my party's view, it's my view. This reservation, caste-based reservation should be scrapped. It should be on the basis of the rich and the poor. Anybody who's rich, above a certain, income limit, no reservation. Anybody who is poor, you get all the reservation in the world, which is, by the way, is the RSS point of view. So that's why I said, has he been to Nagpur recently, or has he joined the RSS officially? I don't know. Maybe he has.
Pune is very close to Nagpur.
And anyway, Pune has been the bastion of lots and lots of Chitpavan Brahmins and others.
Yes,
so maybe Mr. Daruwala has got influence.